ourselves like devil. You know, we go downtown and start bothering people, going inside the store because it's like 10 or 15 of us. We go inside the store and either rob the store, take food, and just run out or whatever, go into the movie theater and do wild stuff or whatever. You know what I mean? The cops catch us or whatever, they probably give you a warning or whatever.
Where'd you know these guys from?
Who?
The guys in your demo group. Where did you know?
There was not a demo group. It was just, I mean, it was just a whole bunch of us. And the group wasn't called demo. It was just when we went around doing riot, they was like doing a demo, like
I gotcha.
not demo music, but you know, like sending it off on somebody.
Okay.
So
who were they though? I mean, just name some names for me. It's a long time ago.
It's just
not
like
going to get people in trouble.
No. I'm saying it's just like kids from the block that I grew up with. Because at one point I lived there from 1980 to 86. I went to the school. Also, there's two schools in those projects there, PS 121 and PS 121.
Which projects?
Washington Projects.
Okay.
That's in 1 and 2nd Street.
Okay.
They got two schools there. So all these different, what it is that, and it wasn't all the time, but during the holidays, during the Halloween season, throughout the year, every project is fighting each other. But on Halloween, for some reason, everybody gets together, like 90 or 100 dudes, and they just go downtown. I remember one time the cops in 96th Street had to put the paddy wagon in there and tell everybody, yo, go back. But anyway, back to the question that you were saying. I know I'm saying the names.
Simple question.
I know it was just nicknames, you know?
Okay.
I can't remember some of the other ones.
Do you remember any of your names at all?
I never been too good with names. That's always been my own. Now when I read novels and all that, I give the characters my name and all that because for some reason it's just like
Did these guys end up in jail?
Jail?
In jail.
No, that's one thing. All this time that I've been down, I never bumped into too many guys that I know from the neighborhood.
Yeah.
I bumped into one of them that we had a beef with different projects. We had a beef when we were young, but.
Okay. But stick with this for a second, because you gotta understand, if you come down here and you want people to believe you're telling them the truth about a particular thing, then you gotta be on the level when people ask you questions about another thing. And to be honest with you, right now, when I'm asking you the names of your friends, I think you remember when you don't want to say them. And well, I gotta be honest with you, which means if there are times when I don't think you're telling me the whole truth, then I'm gonna tell you that.
Okay, I respect you for that. That's why I decided that when they, like I said, I don't gotta say to them when they come in. Let these guys take me back or whatever.
So I'm asking you something.
Whatever is worth, I'm gonna try to have clear conscience because I told you I have.
But
now, I'm gonna believe.
Are you still called Tony, by the way?
Tony?
Do people still call you?
Yeah, I just put the T. Yeah,
What should I call you?
No, that was just a name I made up, but I don't call myself like that.
Well, what do people call you now?
Ray.
Huh?
Ray.
Ray?
R-A-Y.
Okay.
There's no king. There's no gang thing. No king.
No.
It's
So
Ray.
that's what I'm going to call you, though. Okay. I just want an honest answer to the question of who your friends were, which shouldn't be such a big deal. I understand in a way it is a big deal because it's very deep inside people that they don't want to rat out anybody else.
So hold on, let me tell you
So we're
something.
talking about.
I don't have nothing to hide about anybody.
Okay.
As far as any illegal crime, big crime,
Yeah,
somebody got me in this country. I never went out with nobody who did no crime.
Okay, but that all I'm asking about stuff that I think sounds like sort of bullshit. It's teenage stuff that you did with these guys. I'm saying, who were these guys? And I have the impression that you're.
Because that's not important. I'm telling you the names that I remember, but it's not important. I mean, as far as.
It's important to me. It's important to me to see whether you're willing to be honest with that. And so that's why I'm asking you, and on this thing, on this particular thing, like who did you hang out with to do these bullshit crimes with? You're not being honest with me.
I'm not being honest, because what it is, you gotta understand, all the people that got together, it's not all of them they cool with each other. It's just they see a couple of people going to do something and they get involved. I didn't know everybody. Yo, you know how many times, I'm sorry, man, you know how many times I bumped into guys in jail that's from the neighborhood and asking me, yo, you remember Cindy? You remember this girl? You remember this kid? And I truly don't remember. It's not a fact. Some of the only people that I remember names is the people that I used to work around with the store, and some of the nicknames from some of the guys in the neighborhood. But as far as any of them, me being like this, I can't truly say that there's only about 2 or 3 people that I was like this for in my whole time that I lived in Washington Projects.
And who were they?
One of them is, that's the kid that I was living with, the lady.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, he's locked up right now. I think he's been like 25 years.
Yeah. What's his last name, you know? Who was the second one? You said there were like 1 or 2.
The other one was, that's his view, first name, I think his nickname. He used to live in the same project where I used to live at.
Let me ask you a different question completely, okay? The crimes that you did.
I don't want to get into that because he go with the same thing about the other crimes. Y'all not believing me about this one. Why didn't you go about the other one?
I don't know. Would you have any interest in hearing what question I was going to ask you?
Well, I'll do that. I won't be rude and I'll let you say it.
You decided to go there. Okay. The crimes you were convicted of, you used knives to make the women do what you wanted to do, right? The only time that you killed her, the only time you really hurt a lady, was when she came at you with a knife, right?
But I think going back, I think this was the first one. I think we see what I think, because I don't remember the days of the way it happened or whatever. But I think that was the one with the pump that had to be the first one that I did, and then it went off from there. Because
the woman that you killed, the reason that you hurt her so badly was because she came at you with a knife, right? Is that right? So I just am kind of wondering how you ended up hurting a lady in Central Park so badly. That wasn't you.
And all that was me. You gotta understand, all that anger and all that has been coming to me. I guess that's because I didn't want to talk about my past and those groups. That's why they couldn't understand. I think that people will have to understand my past to actually understand.
But I'm not looking for a real psychoanalysis.
Yeah, but that's why I didn't try to come in here with that. That's why I explained it the way I actually remember. And you're saying, okay, you have no doubt that I was there in the park that day. So what y'all gonna put in your head? That I just happened to be walking around the park and see this lady laying on the floor and they went around each other? I'm saying that's what because he gave me three possibilities, and none of them was okay. Maybe you are telling the truth. So like I thought about how hard it is. It must be, to live something like this. Especially for the women that I heard. I think she's been through a lot and all that. But I thought that I was doing something right. I think that you don't get too many opportunities in your life to do something right. I still believe that I was doing something right. Obviously, you didn't believe me because I don't remember certain things.
Get it in your head that when you set out to do something like this, it's not like you come down one day and, oh good, it's done. It's complicated, it takes a long time, it takes a lot of talking, it's going to take a lot of convincing. So forget the idea that it's like one conversation with one detective and then, oh good, that's over with.
Let me ask you something. Okay. Your initial term, do you believe that there are possibilities that stuff could do? I'm not saying that they did that, but the evidence to get implanted, things happen. I don't know. I'm looking at all ways. I'm looking at the fact that maybe they came after I did that and did it. I'm trying to figure out myself. And believe me, I was curious about all this, about, you know, what ideas or what it is or what y'all might have about all these different things. But there is no such system as where I can just put my eyes in there and they can see what's in my mind. We're not gonna get. I ain't gonna lie, I'm sorry I had to go through it. It was a lot of food.
Oh, I don't care, that's fine. Did you got your food still?
Yeah, it was good food, but I was kind of disappointed on the egg rolls. I don't know what kind of, no, not because, you know, the city, those egg rolls were weird.
Oh, yeah. You would think in Chinatown, I think your real egg rolls, but for some reason all they had was something they call spring rolls. So those are spring rolls. So anyway. So.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I'm finished.
How disappointing how?
With the questions and things like that.
No, it's not a question of disappointing you. At least I hope it's not going to be a question of disappointing you. But it's like 6:20 at night, and we need to get. This is the wrong way to put it. We need to get serious.
Can't believe it. See, that's what I'm saying. I told you that I was going to be serious. Now that's it. It's over. That's what I'm saying. Send me back. I'm sorry to be rude. Send me back. I told y'all that I'm not lying to you. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to make up lies.
I know.
I don't want to make up lies whatsoever.
I know.
Now I'm just telling some of them. I don't know how that DNA got there. Maybe there was she had a boyfriend or something. I don't know. About those things I don't know.
Okay.
About what they were doing about
right,
I don't know.
Right.
But I know what I did.
Time out. I'm sorry that the egg rolls were a disappointment, but...
No, it's not the egg rolls. I just want to leave. You know?
Do me a favor. Pull your chair up closer. I want to talk to you. Please?
I can't hear from you.
Just pull your chair
Oh,
up.
the camera?
No, I don't care. No, I'm not worried about that. No, then stay over there. I don't care about that. I actually wanted to talk to you without shouting across the room. But
no, just I get the hearings.
It's up to you. Okay. The room is very echoey. This is what I need to do. First of all, I've worked here for 26 years, and I'm actually in a high position in this office. I'm called the chief of the trial division. Which doesn't mean anything to you. Doesn't mean anything to most of the world. But it means that...
You get paid big money.
Not in the DA's office, not for the city of New York, you know. But what it does mean is that when stuff like this happens, on big cases or any case where we put people in jail or somebody else comes in and says, we made a mistake, then I'm an important person when it comes to making a decision about what to do and about who to believe. And I'm telling you right now, flat out, that I have been involved in cases where I got people out of jail that should not have been in jail. And it sounds a little strange, but that's actually one of the most satisfying things that you can do if you're a prosecutor, because you can believe it or disbelieve it, but the way we look at ourselves, we're trying to do the right thing. I was not here I've been in and out of this room, but I did not hear all the things that you were telling Detective Mooney. I've heard about them, but I didn't hear them. And I need to be able to make a decision about what we're going to do. And I can't make a decision without sitting here for a while. And don't give me that look already. Sitting here for a while. And go through, no, not me, just like, oh God, we're really going to have to do this. We need to sit here and I need to go through the Central Park case with you. And I'm not going to be saying to you, I'm not going to be challenging you, I'm not going to be arguing with you, I'm going to be asking you a lot of questions. so that I can hear it straight from your mouth what you say happened.
Right.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I want you to start at whatever was the beginning for you that night. What were you doing before you went to the park that night?
That's the thing. That's the thing that I just remember. I just left from the store where I used to work at and just broke out.
Where was the store you used to work at?
The store I used to work at. But it's really between the block.
Okay,
But
what
the
number
corner only got two stores. Dry cleaning store, and then it got the bodega right here, which is a grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the street.
Mm-hmm.
The road goes this way, 23rd precinct over here.
Mm-hmm.
I just left there, went up the hill, and
Any idea what time you left the store?
that's why I came on. They was asking me the time, and I was getting frustrated. I told them it was dark already because the light was out already. It wasn't light like this already. It was dark.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember what month we're talking about?
He said he said it was. I forgot what month he said it was. I just couldn't remember exactly the days of some of the cases that I have. So that's why I didn't give him exactly the day that he was.
Was it still light out when you left the store?
When I left the store,
Mm-hmm.
it might have been almost getting dark.
What kind of work did you do in the store?
I started working in that store, really, just doing deliveries for the guys. Like say, for example, they wanted to eat something. I would go get them some food, give it to them, whatever.
Did they used to pay you?
Yeah, there was Spanish to Puerto Rico too. I just built some friendship with them. When we were young, and I used to do everything right.
Mm-hmm.
Never did anything wrong by them. And after a while, I started working behind the contact.
Yeah. Yeah.
Giving out the things, and they started in about 96.
96?
Yeah. See,
Not 96, right?
I mean 86.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sorry. And I built up a friendship with them and whatever. When I left back to Puerto Rico,
Yeah.
and I came back. That's why I wanted to explain everything from all the bad things that I've done in my life to explain the whole thing. I mean, we don't have time for all that.
Well, not right now.
But
But we can get to that. But let me stick to the things that are on my mind.
okay, well, to make a long story short, I made a friendship with them and that's why I used to work.
Okay. Did you have any kind of regular working hours? Was there time you used to?
No, it wasn't. I'm afraid that it was in a job. It was in a job like.
Just not to the 9 to 5.
It was more like I don't know. I saw it more like a friendship. If I could have gone in the store anytime I wanted,
Okay.
make sandwiches.
Okay.
I know that some of them, what it is they used to hang out so much. They used to come late. I mean, with a hangover, whatever.
Yeah.
So they would sleep in the milk crate while I worked the content.
Okay. So did you leave the store by yourself?
Yes.
And where were you going? What were you going to do?
I don't know. Every time I went out, and I don't want to keep saying I don't know, but as far as every time I went out to do something, I don't know. It was just spontaneous, you know. Whatever came to mind, or whatever, I just went out and did. I just finished telling some of these dudes that I told them some of my childhood stories, and I remember that I robbed this what you would call it, the parole officer.
Oh,
My mom went to see my brother's parole officer. I walked in the office and just robbed their purse.
that's great.
But
So that particular night, you weren't leaving the store with some idea in your head?
that's how it basically started.
Okay. And so what did you do when you left the store?
I headed myself towards the whole 102nd go straight through with the lane. I just knew that I was heading for the park or whatever, take a walk in or do something dumb or whatever. I just headed that way.
By yourself?
Yeah, by myself. I always hanged out by myself. Every time I did something bad, it He was always by my side.
Well,
Just
that's
like
not true, right? Because before we were talking a little bit about stuff we used to
No, I'm
do.
talking about as far as the serious violent crimes when I made for and all that stuff now.
Okay.
I'm not talking about the childhood dumb things that I did.
The stuff
Because even the things we did in the store, where we used to go in the store bothering people like that, it never escalated to as far as when somebody got hurt really bad. It was just maybe a food got taken, a food got taken.
Okay. So you headed into the park, and
when I entered the park, they was telling me that there was commotion, was other stuff. I'm telling him, when I entered the park, I hate to call this situation A for whatever, but because it's not unfavorable. It was just circumstances that when I walked in, she was coming from Loughlin. Can I borrow that?
the pad?
Yeah, please take it. Okay, this is the second entrance right here.
Okay.
And it goes like this.
The road goes with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is downtown area coming through here. It's coming uptown. But it's not a straight road. We need to certain areas until she was coming this way. And then when I got somewhere around here, that's when I seen her. So I ran behind her.
So you got somewhere where the thing that goes across town connects to the thing that goes uptown?
Oh, that's my street. This is Fifth Avenue right here.
Okay.
All this right here is a road that leads up. And then once you get up here, you got this road that goes this way.
Okay, the road that goes uptown and the road that goes down.
No, cars go this way.
Okay.
All the cars go this way.
Mm-hmm.
They got the jogging lane, people jogging.
Okay.
And then they got also the horses where they go through here. And then this is the inside part of the park. Got baseball field and things like that. She was running through here. When she ran through there.
And she's running and going in which direction?
She's going uptown.
Okay.
When she's running through there, I see her, I make a turn, but I stay far enough that way she doesn't see me. I look around and things like that. It's hard, it's hard to believe or whatever, but there was nobody out there. I didn't see nobody out there.
So you start running after her?
So pacing, once I get to a certain area around here, I stop zigzagging or whatever. Try to keep.
Why were you zigzagging?
Because, sometimes, who knows if they look back or whatever, so I just, because they got outside of the road, they got trees and all that there too, you go high or whatever. And she was jogging, but she wasn't jogging that fast. And when she got around the turn, I was still jogging, walking, things like that on the road. And then I would bounce back over here, but then I would go this way, she went this way. But it would always maintain a certain distance, like timing the distance, like stopping.
Yeah.
Something like that.
How big a distance are we talking about?
Maybe a room, two rooms, maybe like two rooms like this.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe just a little more than that.
A little more than that?
Yeah, but she wasn't jogging that fast because I didn't have the time, the timing more or less down pat. The only thing you could, I'm sorry.
What were you chasing her for?
I would, at that point, I don't know, I just felt I wanted to do something to her. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't about the radio or nothing. And that was the first time. Because I remember exactly how they're going. I didn't remember all my crimes and patterns, the days exactly. But I'm pretty sure this was the first one. And then after
The
this,
first what?
the first break that I did.
Okay.
No, there was there's another one, but I don't want to speak about that because it's personal reasons behind that.
You told the guy in corrections about that, right?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
It was something, I had vengeance. I really had a lot of hate since that person.
Okay.
And
Hey Ray, just in case you don't know it, you probably know this already, but since I've worked here for 26 years,
yeah.
I've heard all kinds of things that all kinds of people have done, so you don't like have to.
It's not. I do feel ashamed because
Well,
you're not. not supposed to do these things, and especially the things that I did to all these women, and especially to this one, and the woman that died, she was pregnant. At the time, I honestly didn't know she was pregnant, but that was no excuse. I didn't have no reason to be in the house and things like that. And
okay, we don't need to get off on that. I just want you to know that you can just tell me what the hell you did, and it's not news to me. You know what I mean?
well, I'm pretty sure it's not news. I mean,
Okay.
a lot of things happen.
Okay.
But
So you're chasing her.
so
You're doing
I'm
something.
chasing.
Yes.
This is the road that leads this way. You know.
So that's heading like over toward the west side at this point?
Yeah, to the west. It's definitely going to the west side.
Yeah.
But it's all one road. It's just a shortcut to get to the other side of the same road because this road goes all the way around the park.
And is she on the street part where the cars go on?
I don't think regular cars go through. I think that's mainly for well, maybe regular cars go there, but I think the majority of cars I see through there is like parked cars and police officers and things like that. But it's a road. It's not a main road. It's just like a shortcut.
Okay.
So when she's getting towards down little part close to getting to the curb, I'm over here. She's not
Wait,
like.
you got yourself back up. You don't need to be.
Oh, I got to go.
You're right here.
Yes, I got it.
Okay.
But anyway, I pick up a piece of big stick from the side road.
Mm-hmm.
And at this time, I got a little bit of distance from her, so I started jogging. She got the radio, she doesn't hear me. And I just rolled up behind her and attacked her with a stick and hit her around this area or something like that. She fell forward, she fell out of my hands and everything like that. But I remember she fell forward, the headset fell out and all that, and I dragged her into the bushes. You know, I picked up something in my hair. I couldn't remember exactly how I picked her up. Me and the detective was getting into it.
Okay, hang on, my way of thinking about things and remembering things is to keep stalking you so I can get all the information while we go along, so I don't mean to be interrupting you, but it makes it easier for me to remember. But, so you come up behind her, you pick up a stick.
Mm-hmm.
What are you talking about when you talk about a stick?
Well, I said stick because it's not made into a bag or anything like that, but it's big and it's heavy. Maybe I think it's not no wood, it's not no 2x4 or like that. It's just like some little piece of branch. It's pretty heavy, pretty big.
Well, I don't know whether you're talking about, you said it's not like a 2x4, but is it a piece of wood that
from the tree.
Oh, it's just from the tree. So like a twig and leaves and...
No, this one wasn't with leaves or nothing like that. This one was like old. And he had no leaves in it.
Okay. And you hit her once in the back of the head?
Yeah, once, and she fell forward, and then I dragged her into the...
How'd you hit her? This way, overhead, or to the side, or underhand, or...
I can't remember if it was underhand this.
Okay.
I remember exactly the right motion, out and by.
Okay. And you hit her where in the head?
It was somewhere, it was definitely in the head, because she was bleeding from this side, and she kept reaching for this part of her head.
So you're reaching toward the back right-hand side of your head? The back right-hand side of your head?
That's definitely somewhere around this general area. Maybe it could be in the top or whatever. I know she was most of the blood was more or less on this side, because every time she said I'm bleeding and all that, she was reaching back here.
And it knocked her down?
Not out, but I could tell that she wasn't fighting anymore after I was trying to drive her to the courts and things.
You could tell she wasn't what?
That she wasn't trying,
fighting.
some people, you think they'll be out from the head like that or whatever, or some people don't. Some people still fight their way out from that, and none of that happened. Just grabbed her through somewhere through the stomach and just dragged her in there.
How big was the stick? Like how thick are we talking about?
I think it was pretty thick. I had to grab it with 2 hands.
The stick?
Yeah, I had to grab
So
it.
like bigger than a baseball bat?
Well, he's no better than that big.
No.
But I definitely had to grip it. And I know I couldn't grip it with just my hand.
And how
second. Briefly.
Well, what you just held out to me
It's
is
like this,
like,
something like this.
okay, so that's
I
like.
don't know exactly how long it was, but I think it was
Okay.
basically, I know I felt like it was.
It's a big stick you're talking about, so.
Yeah.
Okay. And you hit her once, and she goes down on the
She
ground.
was down,
How does she go down?
forward. I don't know exactly, she felt like straight down, but she
Okay.
fell forward.
Okay. And how do you then drag her?
I picked up through, like I said, somewhere on my hand, whatever, you know, because she was kind of heavy. You know,
Yeah.
and I dragged her in there. And now the guy, this guy told me, I told him it was like close to a little bigger than a basketball court, but he told me it was longer than that. But I mean, I wasn't paying attention. Back then, I wasn't good at mathematics. I don't know how far I went in or whatever. I just knew I dragged in there and whatever.
I'm trying to picture this in my head. She goes forward down in the ground,
Pretty sure, I'm pretty sure it was forward.
and so when you're putting your arms around her the way you're saying, I'm just not clear what you're saying.
She's on the floor, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She's not trying to get up, trying to make an attempt to make a run for it or whatever. So, you know what I'm saying? She's not fighting or whatever. So I grabbed her, maybe
So you're grabbing her from behind and putting your hands in front of her chest?
Not on her chest, like in her back. Just grab her like this and just put my hand. She might have tilted my hand while I'm dragging her hand.
Okay.
Because I think back then I was like 100 and something. I was probably around 150 pounds back then.
What are you now?
I lost weight now. Last time I weighed myself, I was 195.
How tall are you anyway?
5'8".
5'8"?
I think.
Have you grown since then?
No, I was 18 years old. I don't think I grew any more after that.
Okay.
But I think I was in the same weight. The thing says 5'8.5", but I think that's when we got the boots on. So I'm thinking barefoot. I think I'm about 5'8".
Were you in shape back then?
Nah, I didn't work out. I ran it out. I was a good runner. I had good.
But you didn't work out with weights or anything like that back then?
No, we just used to do pull-ups, you know, like in the park, with the pull-ups and things like
Okay.
that.
So when you're grabbing her, is it so that her back is against your chest? Or I'm still just trying to get a mental picture of that. I know it's a little hard to describe.
But it wasn't technically like she's standing forward. It's just like when I left out, it was more like a cradle.
Okay.
Dragging her into the bushes.
And the way you just did it, would her head be like facing you against your side?
No, her head was more hanging forward. I think she was a little taller than I don't know something else.
Okay. And when you're dragging her, do you have her lifted off the ground so only your feet are dragging along? Or what?
Now, I told this guy that I couldn't remember exactly if just her feet was dragging or her knees was dragging too, but I know that something was definitely dragging because I didn't lift it up completely. I can't remember exactly what was dragging and what wasn't dragging.
Was she struggling while you were dragging her?
Now she was more moaning about it. She was like conscious of, she was like getting more conscious about more or less what was going on. And I think the head was just too much of an impact.
So she wasn't fighting you?
No, that was her.
Was she kicking at you?
No, that was her. I mean, she actually, the only thing she did was she just urinated on herself.
At that point?
Not at that point,
Later, okay. But at that point, she's just basically kind of limp and moaning, so you're dragging her along?
You know, like if somebody get hit, because you gotta understand, I mean, I think even the strongest guy or whatever, you going somewhere, you walking somewhere, jogging somewhere, whatever, somebody come hit you from behind, and you're not expecting that hit. The hit doesn't have to be that powerful, whatever, for to be a shock or whatever. I'm pretty sure I cracked it pretty hard because I mean it was.
But she's not unconscious as far as you can tell.
Oh, nah, not at that time as far as, you know, because even in the news I heard that she lost her memory and things like that. And I'm assuming that it was from all the, I hit real hard with that rock.
Later, okay. And so from what you're saying, I guess that she's not, do you still have trouble turning your head?
No, I was looking at him. I see he by his head when I said that. So
Okay.
Yeah, he was saying, sometimes I have trouble keeping focus and things like that. But he said it was something else.
Okay. So, while you're driving her, the whole time you're driving her, she's not hitting you, she's not kicking you, she's just this dead weight that you're pulling along,
Right.
basically. Okay. Can you give me a description of her?
I'm not gonna lie to you. The most I remember about her was her pants, and you know, I can't remember exactly how long the hair was and all that. It's like
Tell me every single thing you can remember.
it's that I got her from the back. And I didn't see much of her face. And when I drive in, I wish there wasn't much light. There wasn't much light there, you know what I'm saying? And even at the time when I raped her, she had blood in her. The blood was beginning to go low because she kept reaching back.
Was she, she's a white woman?
Yeah, she's okay.
She's a white woman? Okay. What do you remember about her clothes?
Well, like I told the detective, I remember the jogging pants, the long jogging pants.
Long ones?
Yeah, the long ones. It's like tights, spandex.
Yeah.
I don't know if they were navy blue or dark black or whatever, but I know they were dark color. At least in the light of the night, it was, because you could say it's black or whatever, it could have been another dark color.
And they go down to her ankles?
Yeah, down to my head. It wasn't shorts.
Okay.
And
Tell me what else? Anything else?
the shirt, I don't remember if it was the same color of the clothes, or if it was made out of cotton, or if it was made out of the nylon, the same material as the pants or whatever. I just knew, I told him that I pulled it down, right? But I'm pretty sure I pulled it down. I don't know if
Pulled it down? You pulled her t-shirt down?
Yeah, to expose her breasts and things like that. But I don't know if I ripped, completely ripped it off and things like that. That's why I know all these little questions make a difference. And
right now, right at this
I
moment.
wish I remember every single thing.
Okay, right at this moment, I'm just trying to find out what things you do remember and what things you don't remember without particularly thinking about why right now, okay? That's what I'm just trying to do right now, so I have a clear picture in my head as to what things you remember and what things you don't remember. Was her t-shirt a dark color or a light color?
I can't remember.
Cannot remember? Okay. And do you remember anything about her hair color? Or hair style?
I'm pretty sure. See, I don't want to guess neither, man.
I don't want to guess. Right.
She had a lot of hair, but I don't know if it was down here or short or how she wore it.
Okay.
But that is, like I said, everything happened so fast. And
how about an age?
I'm assuming she was late 20s, maybe early 30s. I'm assuming.
You're assuming it?
But I'm saying, the reason I have to assume that because not for nothing, they got a lot of women that keep themselves in shape and things like that. You got 50-year-old women that I guess life isn't good to them or whatever. I'm saying all these things I've learned about the time, and it's true. I mean, I've spoken to a lot of ladies and a lot of girls that came to see me, things like that, they're old, they don't look that age. So sometimes if a person stays in shape or whatever, it's hard to tell exactly what age it is.
Okay. How far did you drag her the way you just described?
I told the detective that I'm assuming, like I said, I'm not good with math back then. I know exactly what was, the distance, whatever. But I was assuming maybe a little more than a basketball court, or close to like short half a basketball court. But what it was because it was all straight. I went in and then turned to our final area where I couldn't see out, or nobody could see me, and that I was pretty isolated.
And what kind of ground were you dragging her over?
It was definitely grassy ground, maybe hard rubble, where the grass, some grass was a little higher, some was a little lower.
The whole way that you dragged her in there?
Maybe as you go a little more in, the trees get a little taller, things like that. So, but it wasn't too hard to drag in.
So describe where you ended up with her. What was it like where you ended up with her?
It was wood. call it a river because it ain't that big, but something will go through there because there's also another walk path around there. Because the swimming pool was right behind there. When I was little, I used to say, not close to it, but it's right around behind that, right around this area where I left that.
Yeah.
She, somewhere around there, maybe a little more down, whatever. There's a little walk path for people who walk through that little area, whatever. Some type of water run through there. I don't know what exactly it is. I think there's a small little bridge there.
A small little what?
There's a small little bridge, something like that, but that's a little more further away. Then, as you go down, you got the swimming pool down there somewhere. But I know all that back area there because when I used to run away from home because I just used to run away from home. And I always used to just either hang out on 110. Where all the junkies used to be at, or I used to just leave to the park. I felt more safe in the park because I knew the park. So at a young age, I knew about the Reservoir, I knew about the park. And during the summertime, I used to go to night pool, early pool. So at a young age, I started knowing all these different places.
So how far, so you drag her about the length of a whole basketball court?
I told him that maybe half or a little more than that, but I don't know exactly this distance, but I know it was pretty secluded. You know, they said this is the main road right here. It was definitely trees, you know, that it was hard. It was hard to tell the day what's going on, and it wasn't all straight. It was, once maybe when I went in, turned this way to a farm, area where I could lay it down.
And then what?
Then I raped her there.
Well, I'm going to ask you, like detail by detail.
I remember is putting my hands down there, and I don't think I took them off.
You don't think you should?
I know I lifted her up, and I didn't pull my pants all the way down, and I did what I had to do, and I let her back down, and I did ejaculate on her, and then after that, I remember I think I beat up with my hands a little, and then with the rock, because I just didn't want. I thought that I killed her, but I didn't.
Her pants, you said you pulled them down and not off?
I can't, like I told her, I'm pretty sure I just pulled them down. I can't remember if I pulled them all the way off. Like, for example, I'm not going to go too far, but like in some of my cases, there's a lot of things that I tried to remember before to speak about them. And it's not that I don't want to speak about them, but I forgot, not talking about it for a lot of years or whatever, I forgot a lot of little different details.
But as I told you before,
I know you have to go through all this, man, but I mean, right now, I'm just drained. I don't know what else to say. I don't want to turn around and say a lie. And I won't go that far, man.
We're not coming at it from that point of view. We're coming at it just like, I am going to have to make an extremely important decision, and so I need to hear you tell me the story.
This gentleman right here was telling me that, to do, help her out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she's asking you simple questions.
Yeah.
She's not being hostile, but that. And like I said, I want you to get down to the bottom line of this. You know what I'm saying? Because it's good for everybody. It's definitely. I didn't think that these kids was completely innocent, but I don't. There's just a lot of things I can.
But so let's just. I'm not challenging you on it though. Like I say, I'm just finding out what you do know and what you don't know, so that it is clear in my mind, and then we'll go from there, wherever there is. I don't know. Let
me ask you a question. I don't know. Do those hypnotized things do really work?
It's not.
They don't. I mean, because you're a high professional, so I don't know.
No, it's considered, it's not allowed in court even, because it can really mess up people's memories, actually. It can make people believe things that didn't really happen. So it's not, it's a little bit of a dangerous
But
thing.
you know, because I'm trying to figure out every
Yeah.
possible way, and I mean, I had a feeling this was going to be hard, but I didn't know that it was going to be so draining and things like that. But I mean, gotta go through it. I mean, it's draining for them, it's draining for you. You've been here all these hours. But
That's all right.
what's next?
But I need to stick with this though for a couple minutes at least. Your memory is, you pull her pants down, you're not sure if you took them off or not?
I'm thinking I did it now.
You think you did not?
See, I'm thinking that I did it. I believe I'm more inclined to believe that I did it because maybe afterwards, but when I lifted her up, they were still on.
They were still on.
They were still on.
Okay, so
maybe down here.
okay, so you're thinking that you did not pull them off. When you're saying didn't, this room is all
Yeah,
empty.
the reason I say because maybe afterwards when I was finished, I took the revolver and threw it out or whatever. But I don't know if I took something off and threw them out or the clothes, the shirt, the pants and ripped them off. You know,
Why would you do that?
I'm saying, or during the time, my memory served me right. I didn't, I don't know if I ripped them out.
Okay.
Now you got me breaking my head over here.
No, I'm not trying to do that.
I mean,
I'm just trying to get clear from my head what you know at this point and what you don't know.
Not much.
Okay. How about shoes and socks? What's with them?
I'm assuming it's jogging sneakers.
Okay. And you did not take them off, I assume?
I don't think that I was trying to. I don't know if I definitely wasn't trying to find out. You know, if I told you pity or not. I mean, I'm trying to. I don't think.
So in other words, you would have no reason to bother taking off her shoes.
No.
Okay, fine. The shirt. Did you take the shirt off?
Man, like I said, I'm trying to break my head trying to figure out. I don't know if I ripped it or didn't rip it. I know I pulled it down, but I'm trying to see and remember if I do anything to the side or anything like that, or even the pants. Now I'm searching my mind. I didn't think that all those little small details matter because my DNA was there, things like that. So, but I mean, if I had, just like I said before, when I got arrested for my case, that afterwards I broke down and I said everything. I wish that I had all the memories completely just to let it out because it would be an easy thing for me and also an easy thing for yourself because it would be easier to prove the things because I know that y'all have all the evidence, all the different things or whatever. And I don't even know about that. I just want to say what I know.
Okay.
And if it could help you out.
Okay. Was she wearing a bra?
Good question. Maybe not. I can't remember that.
Did you feel repressed?
Yeah.
Can you remember what you had to do to feel repressed?
I'm saying when I put a shirt on, they were there.
Oh, all right. So.
As a matter of fact, there was blood in the breast and all that too. That's why I'm surprised that there's no fingerprints of mine in there or in the rock. I never wore gloves or anything like that.
I want to screw myself up by getting out of order here. So you pull her shirt down to feel her breasts.
Mm-hmm.
What's her body like?
Not much like that, but she wasn't fat. Breast was, I can't tell you what cup that was.
Well, is she big? Is she little? Is she
No,
fat?
it wasn't big.
Is she
It wasn't
Jane
big.
Mansfield? Or that's probably before your time. Marilyn Monroe?
I don't know what's up, but I think they were pretty big. Not
Pretty big?
bone but I think
But pretty
maybe
big.
hand size, maybe a handful.
Okay. While you were, and so you put your penis in her?
Yes, I did.
And you had sex with her?
Yes, ma'am.
You were clear
Not
that,
sex, I raped her.
okay, you were clear that it was vaginal sex that you had with her?
Oh wow, I didn't know if I had, I don't know if I had any sex with her.
You
I
don't know if you
I
had
raped her from
behind?
I
Okay.
don't know.
You don't know whether
I know I had any sex with her.
Okay. And any kind of oral sex with her? Did you go down on her? No?
No.
Was she conscious or unconscious?
Well, like I just told you, I can't remember exactly any word that she said, but she was definitely, like, you know, as far as somebody recuperated from a blow, she was definitely recuperated from that.
How did you know that?
Because the way she was talking.
She was talking?
You know, like more or less like, I'm bleeding, you know what I'm saying? No, please stop, things like small little things like that.
Sorry.
And it wasn't to our beat to rock that everything just went out.
Was she struggling?
No, I wouldn't call her struggling because she was, I think that the shock and the blow and all that, she was more shocked than anything else, so she was fine. I guess that she, I'm assuming, and I want to think I'm gonna imagine what she was going through, because I can't truly put myself in this situation. But I'm assuming that if she had any conscience left or anything like that she was just probably just trying to get through it.
But was she physically fighting you?
No physical.
No, not at all. She never kicked you?
No.
She never hit you?
No.
And she never kicked you?
No.
Okay. And her legs, you described where her legs were, but I somehow blanked out on her already. You said you pulled her pants down, you think down around her ankles, and then you described to me what you did with her legs.
You know, like, I don't know what decision you did, but you know, you said something like that.
Okay. Did you roll her over on her stomach at any point?
I can't remember if I did that.
Okay.
I know that everything happened so quick. Everything happened so quick. I didn't spend too much time there. Everything happened kind of. It wasn't like when I was in some of these other girls' apartment and things like that. Everything happened so quick that after that, I just wanted to get out there. That's why I was surprised that when I came after doing that the headphones were still lying down.
Yeah, that's where they had fallen off for when you knocked them down.
There was nobody. There was no, at that time, what I heard, he's saying that he was breaking down to me the time of that there was no way that I could hear sirens and things like that.
Yeah.
I definitely heard sirens because when I bumped into the detective on 5th Avenue and 102nd Street, they had asked me if there was any commotion or something like that, and then they came in the park. They came right into the park. Now, the detective was kind of pissed off because he said that when I told him that I hit him with the rock, you don't say the blood splashed up. I'm not exaggerating when I said that the blood splashed up in a big way, but you know what I'm saying, blood came, because I'm saying, anytime you hit somebody, you hit something fragile, blood's going to come out, it's going to splash or whatever, but there was none on my shoulder. Maybe they could have been dropped, but I never noticed.
Okay, you're getting ahead of where I am in this. So you raped her, you said you ejaculated in her? Okay. Did you, what did you do after that? She's saying some things, but she's not fighting with you. You rape her, you come in her, you feel her breast, and then what? After
I finished, I don't know what gave me the urge to do more damage. Maybe feel getting recognized or getting caught, or I don't know. I just know that I just started pounding her with a rock, you know, and before that, probably with my hands and things like that.
Where was the rock?
There was rocks on that area there, you know, since she was making no threat to me or anything like that. And
so describe it to me. You get up, you pull up your pants.
And I think I had beat her up before taking my pants up and things like that. I'm trying to remember every single thing, but as I go along, some of the things, you know, I try to imagine that it's like that. But when you ask me some of these questions, some of this, like I have some thoughts just like kind of come back to me. But he wanted to show me some stuff and things like that. I wanted to try to remember everything that I seen anyway.
Okay, so that's all we're doing. And we can get to that, you can look at things later, but if it's necessary, but right now, it's important to find out what's
See,
in your memory.
I'm getting the feeling that some of the things I might have said or whatever, I might have said it out of frustration or whatever now, but I'm pretty sure that the majority of it, you know, just like when I walked in the park and all that,
Yes.
all that there, but the little details about the little dark area, I didn't, you know, like I said, I don't remember everything exactly. That's why
You're worrying about the wrong thing, though.
yeah, but all those things is important.
I'm sitting here and I have, you know, a job and a responsibility. My job and responsibility is kind of to figure out how people's memories work and put things together and see how the evidence fits. Your only responsibility right now is just to tell me the truth as best you remember it. So you don't need to be getting all frustrated.
But the most, and to be honest, the most I remember solidly that I can tell you without any struggling and things like that, is walking in the park, seeing her going this way, going after her, hitting her with the stick, she fall down, dragging her into the bushes, the Walkman, all those little things, and all the other things. I'm struggling to try to you know, tell me if it's you know, and now I'm not even 110% sure that if I didn't rip anything or did rip something, you know, because it's been so long.
It's not a contest, though. It's not, you know.
But all these little things are important.
But I'm hearing it because then by the time I finish talking to you today, then I'm going to know how much you remember right now. I've interviewed hundreds and hundreds of people in the last 26 years, so it's not a big surprise to me that you don't remember everything. And I'm not asking you, I don't want you to make things up.
I want to, but I don't want to make things up. Like I just said, these are the solid things. I said the main solid
But you
things.
drew me a diagram, and so it's better if you don't doodle on it, okay? If you want to, like,
I can do it over. I think you understand that diagram.
What?
I said I can try to do it over.
Well, that's okay. No, this is fine. I just don't want you, don't make little doodles on it. You can do it over here if you need to do it, okay? Because like this is we're back at the rock, okay? Tell me.
I have to remember the majority of those things there.
Okay, but you pick up a rock, you said.
Oh, you said the rock? I thought you said the rock. I thought you were talking about the island.
No. We're back at.
I thought she was going to talk about rise and
I'm talking civilian talk, all right? You're back in Central Park and you picked up a rock. You okay?
Yeah, I picked up a rock somewhere around there, and I know I beat up with the rock.
But explain how? What'd you do?
You pounded something?
She's face up?
Yeah, she's face up that time.
So what are you hitting?
Face, head, something like that.
But
I can't remember if I hit in the body or anything like that.
okay.
I know mainly it's main factor was like the face, the head.
You hit her in the face?
Yeah. I think it was straight down. She was facing up, definitely the face and the head. And things like that. That was mainly the
Okay. She was face up this whole time, right?
I think she was facing up over.
Okay. So you're hitting her in the face and in the head with this rock.
You know, she might have moved. She might have moved by the first impact and things like that, and it caused her to the next other blows to hit in other areas and things like that.
You mean when you first hit her, she's face up, and then that might have moved her around
So
a
I
little
don't
bit?
know.
Okay.
I can't remember if she tried to make, if she moved or tried to walk, you know, grade or anything like that.
Did you hit her anywhere else in her body?
Can't remember if I hit the body.
Did you hit her with anything besides a rock? Did you hit her?
I think I might have hit him with the hands too.
Your
Like I
hands
said
too?
before, yeah.
Oh, okay. All while she's lying there, she's not struggling or kicking or anything?
Like I said, I don't record any struggles. I didn't have no scratches or anything like that. So I think scratches and maybe a punch back or whatever, that's what I would consider a struggle. But like little movement and things like that, I didn't see that. I don't consider that a struggle. She might have moved at times and little things like that. But the struggle, I'm thinking with testimony was, getting up, fighting back, or trying to get away, things like that.
How big a rock?
It was pretty big, but it was a solid rock. Pretty big.
It was a solid rock?
Yeah, like some rocks that got little holes in.
Oh, yeah.
Some rocks are more hollow than others. This one was big.
Okay, this is a big solid rock.
Yeah, this one was a big solid.
And we're talking, did you have trouble lifting it?
I don't think I had trouble lifting it, but I can't give you the exact number. It was definitely pebbles. It was definitely a little rock like this. It was. I don't know if it was the size of this pebble, but it was just a square. It was a big rock.
Okay. And do you have any idea how many times you hit it?
It was definitely more than one time, for sure.
Were you like, from overhead all the way down?
Yeah, hard. It was definitely hard hands. I don't know exactly how far I extended the hands. They were hard hands.
Okay. Do you actually think you used your hands, or are you just saying you could have?
Man, like I said, all these little things here, I'm trying more or less go along with some of them and try to come up with a little bit of idea. But some of it could happen a little bit different, slightly different or whatever. And because I don't remember more or less, but I remember the rock and all these different things.
Okay.
And that's why that's why I'm saying that like that, and assuming that it was definitely more than a couple of times because she was badly hurt.
Okay. Well, where are you getting that from? Like later you found out she was badly hurt, or you knew she was badly hurt?
Well, I knew when I left that the damage was big, but I didn't know how big it was until we started broadcasting and news and things like that.
Were you trying to kill her?
I don't know if I was trying to kill her, but the violence of it, that's what I love. Come on, man, you don't even treat a beast like that.
Well, as we sit here now, is there any other specific part of her body that you remember hitting?
As a matter of fact, I think that because when as soon as you said that, something I just kind of triggered. I know I remember punching her. I don't know if she said certain things or whatever. But I remember she did something that got me mad. I just can't remember exactly what it was, and I don't know if I hit in my stomach, my breast, or my legs, but it was definitely more than a box.
Okay. So what condition was she in when you left?
Well, it's kind of dark, but it was definitely all bloody.
And was she conscious or unconscious?
To this day, I don't know if she was conscious or not. It was just like the case with the woman that died in my case. I didn't even know she was dead until I think in the 23rd precinct, I think that there was rumors going around that somebody had killed somebody on 97th Street. So that's when I found out. As you're saying a lot of these things to me, that did trigger a little thing that the man, like I told you, I wish I remember every single detail exactly how it happened.
Okay.
But I'm not around.
All right. And so, when you left her, was she still in the same spot where you had started out?
When I left her?
Yeah, when you left, her body was there where you had raped her?
When I left, I don't know. When I left, I never saw her.
No, I'm confusing you. I mean, when you hit her with a rock and then you leave to go out to the park, right? Yeah, and you leave her in the same spot where you
I don't remember if I look back or anything like that.
Well, it's not a trick question.
No, it's not.
She's still there.
Yeah, she didn't run. It was like she didn't run after me,
No.
screaming or anything like that.
Okay.
But there was definitely some type of struggle there. Like I said, I didn't call it struggle because it was as far as they fighting and things like that. But it's when that day when you told me about was there any hits anywhere in the body, I just started thinking about what I told you just now as far as like, I did it with my hands and all that.
Well, some type of struggle, or you just hit her really?
But we're talking about hitting her with the hands before hitting her with the rocks. I know the rock was the last thing.
Okay. All right. So what do you do when you're through?
When I'm through, this thing that goes up, rolls, it goes this way. So this is the side which she was left. That's
Can you talk louder? I'm not.
Okay, my bad.
I got you.
Because you already knew this, that's why I was saying.
Okay, fine. Okay.
But this is around where the area where I left at, as far as just left. When I left there, I picked up the Sony pair of headphones. Like I told the detective, it was a pair of Sony headphones. They got a little antenna. I don't remember what brand, but it's just AM/FM.
You mean, are they attached to a cassette player?
No, it's Sony headset. Sony
so it's just
headset.
okay.
It's
Okay.
no string or anything like that, just the headset.
Okay.
I knew it was Sony Mac because I'm pretty good with radios. And this.
Were you looking for it, or did you just happen to find it?
No, it was right there.
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised that nobody went by it. The way it was still laying there, and I believe this piece of stick was still laying there. And I remember if I picked it up and just threw it back towards that direction, or towards the grass or something, or I left it there. And I'm more inclined to think that I threw it back somewhere. And then I just ran up a small little hill this around this area.
A little hill?
It's not a hill, it's just like a little, because this area right here, it got a little slope that goes this way. It's like tilts. I mean, the area, this is the road, and the park's got high areas, little areas, things like that. So this is the little area that you come up with. This is the horse. Where the horses go by, it goes all around to this.
Okay.
So right here, I run around that, move up a little, small little slope is there, and that's when I heard a little bit of sound, something going on in the distance, and I duck down, look around, see if anybody looking, and then I just started jetting, boom, I ran this way, then when I got back over here, instead of walking through the walkway, this is where the cars come into the park, and then this is where civilians do the walkway to get out the park.
Yeah.
Instead of going through here, I just walk right through the street, down the street. When I get to this area, there's a police car. I believe it was a cab driver. I believe it was a cab. And I recognized one of the detectives in there. We used to call him Blondie.
This is on the 5th Avenue, right?
Yeah, we used to call him Blondie around the way. He stopped, boom. I approached the car. I don't know how far it was from the car, but I wasn't very far. This is the car over here, and something about this car. I had blood in my sneakers, my pants, bottom area, and they didn't see that. I think one of the first questions he asked me was there any commotion or anything like that in the park? I think he asked me also what was I doing in the park, and I think I told him that I was in the park. I just came from the west side, seeing my girl, something like that, something to help me out.
Did you have a girlfriend?
No.
No, not that, okay.
And
after I spoke to him, I just went this way, and I went about my way. And that's why I'll tell you, if I remember the clothes that I had on, what I did with the clothes,
Yeah.
I will tell you. I couldn't even remember. He was saying, okay, all the crime scene he wore the bikini, red ones all the time. I didn't even remember that I wore the red ones all the time. But he said that.
Do you remember anything you were wearing that night?
I ain't gonna lie, I didn't have that many stuff. And the thing is, I used to wear some of the clothes of the people that I used to live with. So sometimes I used to change clothes and things like that. But I can't remember exactly what I was wearing.
Okay. So where did you go after that? What did you do?
I went back to the neighborhood, and that's another thing. I can't even remember what I did the rest of that night.
When did you first hear what happened in Central Park that day?
Maybe weeks after that.
Weeks?
Maybe like, well, I'm gonna call it maybe like a week and change.
Were you?
Because I was never one to watch the news and things like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was just people.
But
People around the block started talking about those things. And the first time that I heard, you know, it was close, maybe a week and a couple of days after that. You know what I'm saying?
And do you remember how you first heard about it?
There was kids kids around the block and all the people around the block, because the people around the block, even when I got arrested for my case, they were shocked. They never thought that I was doing things like that. They never did anything that around the block, whatever it was, or the lady, whatever, they needed something to carry.
The bodega that you used to work in with your friends, did it have like a newsstand on it, like a post in the daily news or anything?
Oh yeah. We had the Spanish paper, we had the daily news, but I didn't have any cash.
But you wouldn't notice like the front page headlines about the Central Park jogger case?
Nah, I'm not gonna lie and say yeah, I heard about it. You know, it's like I said, it was definitely a while after that happened.
When did you first know that it was like a really big deal?
When did I really know that it was a big deal? I would have to say when I was in jail.
Not before
It definitely not, man. I say that because I was gone. I wasn't crazy, but I was gone. I mean, ever since I did started continuing to do all the crimes and things like that, it was like all I was thinking about was doing cocaine, going to clubs and things like that, and you know, go to movies by myself.
Where were you getting money for cocaine? Where were you getting money to pay for coke?
Well, the little bit I used to make for the store, because after a while, they didn't know, but I used to rob them after a while. You know, every time I used to work there, whenever they left me alone in the register or whatever, I used to stick my hand in the bottom or the bag with all the heavy money was at and just grab money from there. And when I didn't have that, I would go and do one of the things that I did, because I knew that led to money, you know. And then after a while, I just started stalking people.
Started what? Stalking people?
Yeah.
To rob them, you mean?
No, after that, I just started stalking people.
Okay. The guys that got locked up back then, didn't people in the neighborhood talk about that?
Which people they got locked up?
The guys that got locked up for the...
Well, you gotta understand, these guys, I don't think any of them was from my neighborhood. I think they were from the west side, I don't know exactly, or maybe Harlem. But I didn't.
Did you know anything?
I didn't hang out. I didn't hang out in Harlem or anything like that.
So you didn't know anybody that got locked up?
Nah. When you asked me that question earlier about talking about some of the kids that I knew from their neighborhood, it wasn't that I didn't want to tell you some of the nicknames or anything like this. I just thought that it was an irrelevant question because there were kids that did bad things around the neighborhood, not major things, you know, not bizarre things like this, like I did or whatever. They ain't even, I don't think they would have ever imagined that I would have done something like this. Nobody in the neighborhood even had this idea that I would actually.
So are there more names that you They're just the kids you used to hang out with?
Nah, just those better than real names. The only one, there was these three other kids too, but I used to hang out with them when I was younger. This was around 95, 96. We didn't hang out that much, only like in front of the building. I knew his sister. And as far as, like I told you, the people that I was living, I'm gonna go back a little that we understand. When I was living in those projects with my family, I came to New York for the first time as someone that, because the first time I was here I was a baby. I was born in Puerto Rico in 1971, but I came over here to live with my mother in the Bronx when I was a baby. There was a fire over there, the building burned down or whatever. I got a burn right here that happened over there.
Yeah, I see it.
I don't remember much about it because I was young.
Right.
I just remember when my father decided to keep me, or he wanted me for my mom when I was 2 years old.
Yeah.
So we moved. I think we stayed here for a while, whatever. But we wanted to go back to Puerto Rico. My solid young years I spent in Puerto Rico, saying. Because I don't remember much about when I was 1, 2, 3, and close to 4, something like that. I don't have much memory about that. But I remember almost like, I was like, almost at the end of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I came here when I was 9. I was 9 when I came here. But that was the most, like, best years I spent down there. Everything started going bad and more bad when I came over here in 1980. And I was living we lived there from, she probably had it for longer, but I got there in 1980, and my mother left, I left in 1986, because my brothers was doing drugs and things like that. My mother just sent me to Puerto Rico, so she was saying that we were going to move. That's somebody's drill.
Concrete drill.
What?
It's a concrete drill.
Where's it from?
Upstairs or downstairs,
There is no upstairs, so. Oh, no, yeah, sure there is. It's just not us, it's court. So, anyway,
She said she was moving back over there. So what I did was, at that time, I was still, that's the first couple of years, maybe the first time I started working with the guys in the grocery store.
yeah.
And that's when I made my, because this is going to fall into place now. My friend, my mother didn't like that lady. They didn't get along.
Yeah.
This is a lady that one of our brother-in-laws beat one of my brothers up real bad or whatever. So it's like there was family conflict or whatever. But I never saw that conflict. I mean, I saw them as good people. I was cool with me and the kid.
Yeah.
Me and the kid, we made kind of a promise of not ever hate each other no matter what our parents went through. Anyway, I wanted to buy a plane ticket myself to go back to Puerto Rico, and I went back to Puerto Rico in 1986. Like I said, I remember the years, but I don't remember the months because there's so many things that no matter how I try to remember, it's not there. When I went back over there, my father wanted to put me in life, in regular life, and working hard and all this stuff. I didn't want to go through all that. I started behaving bad over there, and after a while, I cooled down. That's how this happened. Before July 87, I had the accident. My mother, she had to get money not to come over here, but then she wound up coming over here. She wound up coming over here to Puerto Rico because of the accident that I had and all that. So, after the accident, I still had the halo on, and I was still kind of hurt from the injury.
Yeah.
And I lived with, I'm just giving you details, but if you want everything set in order, I'll go like that. So I went to live with my mother, because my mother and my father didn't get along. It's like I know them, like my mother and my father, but I don't even know how they decided to have me. I don't even know if they actually liked each other or it was just one night stand or whatever. All that I don't know. Anyway, when I was over there, I got on the horse with the halo on and all that other stuff, and I fell off the horse, and you know, my mom was stressed out because I don't learn, and they put me back in the hospital, and I went back to get home to my mother. My mother rented this little house, and my father had given me some money. So I went to one of the malls over there, bought me one of those little remote control cars, and I was the one in the neighborhood running around with the remote control car. And when I was crashing against one of the wheels, against the car, one of the dudes over there, you know, those people over there are really jealous about their cars. One of the people must be cars because they got a nice and clean and all that other stuff. So anyway, he backed the car up and broke my little remote control car.
Yeah,
I lost my head, I attacked him, and all that. And anyway, he palmed me out a little. And
what's that?
thanks for you.
I got it. Well, I don't remember.
Anyway,
I don't know what it was.
we'll go a little quick because I know we're going to make it. But after he beat me up a little, my mother, she went crazy. She said, wow, man, this kid just came out of the hospital, blah, blah. I know they got the cops involved and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, that same day I just started drinking. I went to the store and I got some vodka, some rum. I forgot, it's a Spanish rum over there. They got a name for it, you know. I just started getting drunk after I came back from the hospital. And
So what you're saying is, this is, sorry, go ahead.
it's going to lead to something.
Okay.
And after the morning, after that, I woke up because I passed out. After I woke up, I was angry, I was cursing. You know? My mother was telling me in Spanish, you know, how can you do all this to me? And you know, I've been trying to be the best mom that I could be. When I first got to New York, and please don't take this as sympathy. I'm not saying this as sympathy or whatever. This is just a part of my life.
Right.
I'm not using that as an excuse or nothing like that. But you know, I just 9 years old. I just came over from over there. First time I seen my brothers, I done me and my brothers or anything like that. Anyway, when I came over here in 1980, my mother bought me new toys. A lot of us had the same toys. She bought us little marbles. And I started playing marbles with my brother. You know what I'm saying? So they won all the marbles for me. I ain't know the game. So I wanted to trust my mother. So I wanted to try to get in contact with my father, say something or whatever. All those years I just kept, my hatred and all that was towards her, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't understand why every time I had a friend or something like that, she said, don't hang out. I'm not going to say my mother is a bad woman. It's just that I believe I've learned throughout the years that not every parent is equipped maybe to be a parent. Maybe you know just so much. Some people know a lot of things, how to build a family and things like that. But she used to believe in voodoo and things like that. And she she always used to check my shoes, see if anybody put things in there, and like put certain also some of other people's name in there. I mean, a whole bunch of, I didn't believe in any of that junk anyway. But the good people that was teaching you good things, you know these things. Like, for example, you know, you know, that's the same day that I told you I works in the hospital. I used to go out of the house. Check this out. One day, you know, one day I even thought about, you know, killing them, but I guess I didn't plan it out, whatever, it was just feeling it. Because one day I came from a party from their house, and my sister just went on me. She took the cake, she threw it out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is something they gave me anyway, so she threw it out. And, you know, when you got all the brothers sometimes they beat you or whatever, you know, so the type of beatings we used to get when we were growing up over there. And it's not it's something common in the hood. You know, you either get hit with an extension cord with a spoon or things like that. But just people turn out good even from all that other stuff. That's not, I'm not using that as an excuse. But out in my little room, because now it's only my sister and me, and it's only a 2-bedroom apartment. And now there's 2 bedrooms as well as 2 sleeping bedrooms. It's bigger than the kitchen and all that. And when I come back, I look at my lock and my room, my closet. The only thing that good that I gained in life, you know, like from when I was in elementary school, math certificates, you know, little cards for good behavior and things like that. All that shit was ripped up. You know, so I held all that grudge. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm in the job corps, it's like everything's beautiful, man. The only thing that eliminated me from there was they used to go on trips, and sometimes they had events where they had track and field and all that, and I was fast, but you know they never let me in the track and field because of the neck injury that I had, so they were always concerned about that. So I was there for a while, and like I told you, gentlemen, in the class where I'm in, there's this teacher that leaves me, another guy, and a girl there to watch the class, and eventually $10 get missing from her purse. Yeah. And I'm telling them, anyway, one of paying, you know, blaming me. Yeah. And I'm telling them, I didn't take it. I'm trying to convince people, no, I didn't take it or whatever. Anyway, they let me go. You know, they had the people that decided that was, you know, I couldn't convince them, you know. And boom, I left. Check this out.
And so you're back in New York?
No. This is when things started getting right. When I left that job corps, that same day that I left the job corps, there's one of the ladies, there's 3 major ladies in Puerto Rico that I used to call aunt. They're not my aunt, but they saw me growing up, and they always used to feed me when my father had a chance to feed me, things like that. And I mean, they trusted me with everything, in their house or whatever, and they always wished the best for me. One of them has a store, which is a store with the house on top of it also. And they, when I left the job corps, I left there, and you know, the guy that dropped me down, dropped me off right there. I told him to drop me off right there. Okay, her husband got shot that night. I got honestly, I don't have nothing to do with it, but it's what I'm gonna tell you about that it's bad. So I didn't stay there long enough. I just, you know, I went to another part of the same neighborhood way down, and I started hanging out with the person, drinking and hanging out. But So the day after, I'm scheming to try to find a way to get some money to leave Puerto Rico and get back. I'm going into our house. I mean, this is supposed to be late this morning and things like that.
Yeah.
I go into our house, and our daughter also lives there. Our daughter lives in the bottom of the, they got the store here, and also got another section where it looks like a little apartment, and then my mom lives upstairs. So this is big little two house things. They got a couple of acres there. It's not that big, maybe one and a half acre, maybe smaller. But I walk towards the back, climb the fence, and I start looking around. I go upstairs, I hear people upstairs, so I go downstairs. When I walk in the house, our kids, our grandkids is there, our daughter's kids is there. So the girl recognized me. She knew my name and everything because she knew my father and all that.
Yeah.
So she don't get scared, she don't scream or nothing like that. But then when I didn't care she was there, when I started looking around, you know, to try to get some money, she looked like she's gonna scream. So I put my hand and my mom said, don't scream. So I had a feeling that I wasn't gonna convince her to stop screaming. So I leave.
Yeah.
And I went out. When I went out, one of our relatives had just drove in, and he calls me by my name. He said, "Yo, Matias, what are you doing?" And I just ran out and ran towards the bushes because it's a big river around the area, and I left. I didn't harm or anything like that, but and I can't believe it's the second time that these people press charges on me.
Did not press
charges. Press charges on me.
Okay.
Her daughter wanted to.
Okay.
You know, because no matter how much, you know, when her daughter used to help me, she used to help my mother bathe me when I was little and everything. Because like I said, they always sometimes used to take care of me and all that. And it was just a shock. I couldn't believe this man. And they care so much.
Yeah.
Something like that. So they wanted to take me to a precinct, and the precinct took me to a main bigger precinct in another section of Puerto Rico. And eventually she went out there. I don't know, one of my pops told her daughter or anything like that. And I think we told her he'll put me on a plane ticket back or whatever. But anyway, they pressed charges. And
I don't want to judge,
okay.
but it's getting on to
Okay, I just wanted you to know that this is my whole life. It's been a wreck,
Right.
and I'm not. I want to try to find ways for more or less I can have a little small understanding more or less where I'm coming from or whatever. I'm not wasting my time.
No, as a matter of fact,
And I'm scared that I don't remember every single little thing.
well, don't be scared about it.
But yeah, because I want to do something. Like I said, maybe they are guilty. I don't know what happened with them, whatever. God is true. Besides, wise, me being in honor of him, never had a discussion with him about his case. The least that I asked him about was, you still doing time for the same thing, or whatever. That's about it. I know that this is very hard for you and for the detective that came in. I didn't want to be disrespectful to him or whatever. The same question is frustrating me.
You're going to have to look at this as like the beginning of a process here. This isn't like a one-shot deal where you just come down and you talk to me or you talk to anybody. That's why I keep saying to you, I'm trying to find out, to get started on this, I need to know what is Ray remembering right now, okay? But we're actually going to need to talk to you some more. But it's getting on to like,
Oh, yeah,
I'm not trying to exhaust you and stuff like that.
I gotta keep calling people away from that.
Is that what you were actually downstate?
No, I'm only on the 10-day leave, and they're gonna keep putting
Okay, we honestly, we
I can't do nothing about
we
that.
haven't, probably we can. We have not worked out any details because this is now, what you're telling us now is the beginning of something that we now need to investigate a little bit. And we're going to try to wrap it up as quickly as we can, because, you know, we need it wrapped up, everybody needs it wrapped up, and you need it wrapped up. I'm just trying to say, you know, don't get all disgusted or anything, it's,
I'm gonna sit back and try to remember most of it I can, whatsoever.
yeah,
But like I said, you
but,
know, maybe, I didn't want to look at all those other stuff that maybe could help me out remember stuff.
yeah, I understand.
But, you know, it's just the most solid things I remember. That's what, and one of the main reasons why I'm telling you a lot of things on my past too, is just to show you how good my memory is too, and, you know, for certain things. But, you know, I mean.
Let me just ask you one other thing that's on my mind right now, and then we're going to wrap up this conversation for tonight. But this halo you talked about in the neck that you broke your back, is that what happened?
Okay, well, I watched my hand.
So
I watched my hand before you leave. You can see, put your finger there.
Yeah.
You gotta put it right
Oh,
there.
yeah, I see.
You know,
Yeah. That's where the halo was? Yeah. That's where the halo was,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
But, I don't, never bothered to pick. I don't know if the question is leading as far as.
No, I'm trying to find out what.
I'm not crazy. I don't think that affects.
Oh, no.
I think if
This is
anything.
not a brain thing.
Okay.
I just wanted to, what was your physical condition though?
Oh, okay. I remember you asking that
Because
question.
somebody told
Okay,
me,
no, I got.
somebody told me that like, I guess it was when you got locked up, a doorman stopped you leaving one of the women's buildings.
Yeah, but what happened?
And you were like, oh, don't hurt
I'm
me
saying they got-
because that might paralyze me or something.
Now they got what I'm saying. I knew I had no way out.
Yeah.
So, you know, they're upset, you know.
Yeah.
So nobody wants to get hit or anything like that. So I showed them the scar and things like that. The only thing they told me is don't move. They had me on the mattress and anything like
But
that.
I mean, were you afraid that if somebody was putting his hands on you, it was going to
Not really, because let me tell you something. Since I've been down in the state, I've been punched without me actually seeing the punch coming or anything like that. I have played football without helmet and anything like that. And at one point, I used to bench press on like 375.
But back then you said you were not doing that, right?
No, I wasn't doing any of that. But even you gotta understand. When I was growing up, I grew up picking up number sticks and things like that. I was
But
experiencing like
the
that.
injury was in 87?
Yes.
When did you get out of the halo?
Okay, I don't remember exactly how many weeks exactly I spent. I know it happened the 4th of July, 1987. I went to the hospital. I was in critical condition. They put me on fractions. The fraction is just a rim. It looks like a halo, but it's just half like that. This is the person's head. This is a screw here. This is an actual screw. They gotta get a screwdriver, screw it, boom, and it goes into your skull. But it's only two. You got like a weight of 15 pounds, 14 pounds, or whatever. They usually put like a gallon of some type of liquid or whatever. Putting you in bed here, and they're putting your neck into place. Because what happened?
When did they finish treating you for?
Okay, I would say weeks, maybe a month, maybe.
So it was sometime in 87 they finished treating you.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember if I spent out, because it was the 4th of July. Now, I didn't spend the holidays in the hospital, so it was definitely still in 87. Because I remember I was home for the holidays.
Okay.
But what happened was I went to the hospital twice, because when I was in good condition, after they took the fractions off, they came with the halo. And the halo was too small, or whatever it was. But I think what really happened was I got a jaw. I got an horse with a halo on. You got a halo, you only can move forward, backwards.
Yeah.
But if you want to move this way, you got to make a complete 180 or 380 degrees.
So when did you reach a point where you were all better?
Okay, I would have to say that by the time I left Puerto Rico, I was already strong because I was playing basketball. I wanted to get so badly in track and to run. And plus in that place there, sometimes they have weights and all that other stuff. But the thing is that the injury, you gotta know that my injury was, I broke my vertebral, this is the spinal cord. You got this spinal cord going down, you got vertebrae.
Yes.
I shattered a couple of vertebrae here because the top of my neck was down here because the impact it went out. So what they did,
Well, I
they
don't know.
I know they fused, yes. They
They
fused.
fused some
I got fused. See like, how do you move my neck down?
Yeah, I got you.
And this way.
Okay.
But if somebody was to come like that and with a blow and
Yeah.
like that, you know, it's, as long as I don't, if I chunk with it, it's good. If I go with it, then maybe there's a chance of something go like
Okay,
that.
I got you.
I mean, but
All right.
I was pretty strong.
All right.
So I'm not gonna lie.
All
Like I
right.
said, I was weak and all sort of stuff.
All right. So,
Because in the grocery store, I used to lift the boxes and all that other stuff. So like, sometimes you don't have to do weights, but sometimes with the things, the hard work that you're doing, that itself sometimes develops your strength.
all right, we're gonna take a break again. While
I can go back now and whenever you can go there. I don't know if you want to go home or whatsoever.
no,
But I want to
just
emphasize the last thing again and over and over. God, you know, no lie whatsoever. Not for wise, not to try to save them whatsoever.
But
Because I don't know what their faith is, but I think that I probably won't be able to speak to her or anything like that. But I think that she deserved that. I think those are the two things. Call me selfish.
sorry, that's gonna be for just skipping.
I wouldn't call me selfish and all whatsoever, but I just believe it. You gotta understand. Somebody may say that the state is bad, the people up there is bad, or whatever. Yeah, they got bad people, good people everywhere. But my bid could have been a lot harder. I learned a lot on the way up there. Understand? I felt that I had a chance to do something right. And those are just the details that I remember.
All right.
I was talking to her the
I
other
got
day.
it, somebody's now beeping me,
All
so
right.
let me, this is not your last chance to say something. But let me just find out what this is all about. Okay, what can you do?
If you want, if you got, as a matter of fact, I think, I don't have it here. I wish I had the number of this lady, in Puerto Rico, that maybe I could verify some of those things and things like that.
Well, okay, I mean, we're not at that yet.
Yeah, I know,
That's the
but
past.
this is, yeah, definitely the
All right.
past and things like that.
But don't, just relax, we're not, this is not
We ain't done?
over. Huh? Well, I don't know, I gotta go.
You gotta go home, they gotta go home, I'm pretty sure, they got kids, you gotta see it.
I gotta find out what this beep is, but, okay? Thank you.
See, that wasn't bad.